Everyone's panicking that AI will replace product managers. But here's what they're missing. AI isn't replacing product managers, it's creating a new tier of product managers who are heavily in demand and highly compensated. Look, I've helped over 1,000 product managers navigate career transitions. And the ones landing those 400K, 500K, 700K roles right now understand these three shifts that I'm going to talk about. You don't need to become an AI expert. You need to understand how to position yourself for the companies that are hiring right now for these roles. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what those shifts are and the one mindset change that separates product managers who thrive from those who get left behind. Let's start with the first point that is critical, which is that your narrative can become your superpower. Look, in the old world, product managers got hired based on experience, number of years in the role, number of launches, features delivered, and those sort of things. That was really helpful. But that game is over. AI-first companies are looking for something different. They need product managers who can translate complex technology, marry it with business value, and create a story around it. Look, you don't need to understand neural networks, but you do need to be the person who can answer, why does this AI feature matter to customers, and how does it drive adoption, engagement, revenue? That's your edge. You are the link. While most product managers are still writing AI experience as a bullet points and listing tools and all these sort of things, the top tier product managers are crafting narratives about adoption, retention, engagement, and how AI directly drives those metrics. This is where storytelling becomes your differentiator. Just as an example, Nora. So Nora, one of our students, after a layoff, spent weeks grinding interviews but felt scattered and second-guessed every opportunity. But then she decided, hey, I need a clear roadmap, a clear narrative. So she didn't learn Python. She built a strategy instead. With a clear roadmap, she paused applications, tightened her narrative, and practiced behavioral stories to match the question behind the question. Peer interviews gave her a key insight. Interviews needed crisp, structured signals that they can write down. The shift from doing more, show more AI to communicate the why, the trade-offs, and how AI fits into everything changed everything. In about 3 months, she landed a staff PM role in AI/ML, going from senior PM to staff at a large B2C company, negotiated a significant raise, and found the right fit without being the most technical person, just the most strategic. Now, imagine going one step further, because now, as you're in the world of AI, you need to think through differently. So, for example, companies like Descript, the video editor I use all the time, they don't just use AI to an existing product and sort of bold it on top. They reimagine the entire workflow around it. And you, as a product manager, are at the center of that. So, for example, Descript, something that's come up so many times. When I had a podcast with Ravi Mehta, he brought it up as well. Descript reimagines video editing in the world of AI by shifting editing from complex timelines to simple text-driven process. So their key insight is, rather than editing a video, what if the users were just editing a document and the video went along with that? Then they use automated features that AI enables, like filler word removal, voice cloning, instant captions, which just saves tons of repetitive manual work. And sure, I cannot get the video to be as amazingly edited as professional would using other more powerful tools, but it does the job for somebody like me. So this workflow empowers teams to collaborate just like they're working in Google Docs. And so it's a brand new workflow for a different sort of user with AI at the center. This is what product managers need to do. They need to reimagine a user's life and how AI could massively change it rather than get into the technical details of the work. Think about it. As a product manager, if AI already existed, how would your product look? How would the user journey change? That's the kind of thinking you need to communicate in your narrative, and that's what separates someone who's just AI aware to like someone who's at the core leveraging AI everywhere. Now, here's where most product managers hit a wall. They hit all this talk about AI products and instantly assume they need to learn Python, prompt engineering, data science, and whatnot. But that's exactly where so many talented PMs are holding themselves back, because your real advantage is not in writing code. That's what engineers are for. It's in thinking strategically. And let's talk about one of the misconceptions right now, which I mentioned, you know, learning Python, studying machine learning to become an AI PM. That falls. And even when I spoke to Mahesh Yadav, who teaches one of the #1 courses on AI product management and agents, he said the same thing. He said what hiring managers actually look for are product managers who understand the reality gap, the difference between AI's potential and what can actually be shipped in production. AI companies don't need more AI engineers. They need strategic thinkers, but people who can identify the right problem to solve, design the right customer experience, and define success when accuracy isn't binary. Let me repeat that. It's very important. Define success when accuracy isn't binary. So, as Mahesh put it, you need just enough technical knowledge to collaborate, to diagram a system, understand what's possible, communicate clearly with engineers. But your biggest leverage comes from connecting the dots between the technology, market, and user impact. He talks about how AI agents combine models, tools, and planning, and they solve workflows related to a domain. So you need that domain knowledge. You need to evaluate outputs on things like helpfulness, honesty, ARM. You need to build literacy and responsible AI frameworks, and so on and so forth. So the core of it is that the core product management skills that you already have, customer discovery, market positioning, business model design, those become even more valuable in AI environments, along with being able to be AI informed and be able to work in an environment which is even more ambiguous because it's not clear exactly what problem AI will solve really well. At the end of the day, you're the one deciding what gets built, why it matters, and iterating through it. And when you start thinking this way, opportunities open up fast. You stop feeling like you're catching up to AI and start realizing that you've been preparing for this moment your entire career. If you're seeing how fast this market is shifting but don't know how to position yourself for it, that's exactly what we fix. Book a free strategy session with my team. We'll show you how to reframe your experience for AI-driven roles right now. Don't wait another 6 months go by while others pass you by and you're even further behind the AI curve. And now that you understand that strategy is your leverage, there's one final piece, and it's the one that flips fear into confidence. Because truth is, AI doesn't erase your experience, it amplifies it. A lot of product managers are scared that they'll have to start over. They think if I don't master machine learning fully, if I don't understand AI all the way to every technical detail, I'll be irrelevant. But the truth that AI doesn't erase your experience, it amplifies it. The best AI PMs aren't ex-engineers who suddenly learned prompting. They're great product managers who apply timeless skills, empathy, communication, influence in a new context. Your customer understanding becomes your moat. AI can write content and predict behavior somewhat, but it can't feel a customer's frustration or map the nuance of human trust. That's your job. And in fact, in a world where AI is everywhere, that humanness and that human connection might be a superpower. And that's why companies are desperate for experienced PMs who can scale teams, influence executives, drive AI strategy across the business. Take Ramya, for example. So she started as a data scientist, later became an AI PM, but what set her apart wasn't just technical mastery. It was her ability to align AI initiatives with business impact. She helped companies drive adoption across major products, connected data, teams, and outcomes. She's leading AI product at a high-growth startup, not because she knew AI, because she knew how to lead through it. That's the kind of leverage AI gives you when you double down on your strengths. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important shift. Because it doesn't matter how much strategy or storytelling skill you have, if your mindset is stuck in fear, none of it will matter. Here's the real takeaway. AI isn't a threat to your career, it's a mirror. It amplifies what you're already good at, but it can also expose the gaps that you've been ignoring. So if you've been playing small, waiting for permission to lead, well, this is your moment. The product managers who thrive in the next decade are the ones who reframe their stories, stay strategic, and use AI as a multiplier, but not as a crutch. Knowing this and actually positioning yourself for these roles are two different things. So if you're a mid to senior PM who wants to break into AI companies, land those 500K plus roles, whether it's senior PM, group PM, director, Book a free strategy session with us and we'll audit your positioning and show you the narrative shifts that get you noticed by companies that are hiring for AI product management roles right now. We've helped over 1,000 product managers land their dream roles, and this process works especially well suited for those AI roles. The link's in the description. So do book that call. And before you go, watch next this path to a 400K product management job in 8 minutes. I'm linking to the video right here.